This married woman is in big trouble after it was revealed she was having an affair with a 19-year-old boy. But that is not even the worst part of this story. According to the boy's mother, it turned out that she has been sleeping with him since he was 15 years old. And it gets even worse for her because right now the boy is dead. And he was said to have died under a very suspicious circumstance while he was with her, which is making a lot of people believe that she had a hand in his death. Now, this story happened in Masaka City in Buganda region of Uganda. And according to the story, 19-year-old Frank Akankwasa went to the beach somewhere in December of 2024 to meet his 34-year-old lover, Pamela Mutesi. It was said that Pamela was the one who called him multiple times that day to come chill with her and her friends on the beach. And he did. He honored the invitation and went there to see Pamela and her friends. According to Pamela, somewhere along the line, he excused himself from the campfire and went towards the water when all of a sudden someone raised alarm that somebody was drowning. And by the time they got there, it turned out that Frank was the one drowning. But before they could do CPR on him, he had lost his life. They tried rushing him to the hospital with hope that something can be done. Unfortunately, when they got to the hospital, he was declared dead on arrival. His family were instantly involved and this was devastating to them. It's not clear if he has been buried, but at the time, his family believed that he may have actually drowned. It looked like a drowning incident. But upon further inspection of his body, they noticed certain scratch marks and injuries that gave them a little bit of doubt on whether or not it was an accidental drowning. The police instantly blurted out that they don't believe this boy just drowned, and they began suspecting that maybe someone else had killed him and had thrown him into the river. When Frank's mother heard that there's a possibility that her son's accidental drowning may have involved a little bit of foul play, it became a thing of, why would anyone want to kill him? What would be the motive? What did he do? That was when the story of the affair between Pamela and Frank started coming up. Frank's mother believed strongly that if her son was actually killed, he may have been killed by somebody who knew Pamela or Pamela herself. We now got to learn that Pamela has been forcing her way into this boy's life right from the age of 15. He is 19 when he passed, and their relationship has been going on for the past 5 years. All the while, she was married. Although there's a possibility that at the time she probably was sleeping with him when he was 15, she wasn't married because she was most likely 29 at the time. But even after she got married, even after the fact that she is married was clear and stated, it still did not stop her from sneaking out with this boy. Frank's mother even revealed that when Frank was 15, she caught Pamela in bed with him, and that angered her then to the point that she had to beat up Pamela so bad that Pamela even threatened her that she will deal with him. But that was 5 years ago when their relationship started. Throughout the boy's relationship with Pamela, his mother has been fighting so hard to keep them apart, but clearly it seemed as though Frank himself also likes Pamela, which is why it seemed difficult for his mother to separate the both of them. Because clearly, if they had started having intercourse at 15, it's some sort of grooming. At this point, the boy will be so accustomed to her. And the older he gets, the more difficult it will be for him to leave her alone. And if we are being honest, it's not as if Pamela is a bad-looking person. She's a very good-looking woman. We even got to learn that Frank's mother had to go and meet Pamela's husband to beg the husband to tell his wife to stay away from her son. And according to what was said, Pamela's husband replied to Frank's mother that he had given up on Pamela, that at this point he cannot stop his wife from chasing after that boy, because clearly Pamela was so obsessed with Frank, and it seemed as though Frank also liked her back. There have been videos of the two of them spotted at the club with their friends, so it's almost as if their friendship or relationship is something that they were not exactly hiding, because at this point many people who knew them knew that they were most likely doing something together. And so with this controversy surrounding their relationship, when his death eventually happened, people started looking at the possibility that someone who did not like their relationship wanted to separate them by taking out the one they could easily take, which was Frank. Most people in Uganda suspect her husband. They believe the husband may have trailed them to the beach and observed from a corner, and when he got an opportunity to see Frank alone, he attacked him. Because aside the husband and the mother of Frank, we don't know many people who wanted them apart. Frank's mother would not kill Frank. If she wanted to kill anyone, she would have killed Pamela. So we can rule her out. I don't think she would have done that or sent anyone to do that to her son. Which is why it made sense for people who are suspecting Pamela's husband, that if he also wanted to separate them both, and to do that he would have to get rid of one, he obviously will not get rid of his wife. He will most likely get rid of the competition, the young boy. But the man was not said to be at the beach that day. But like I said, if he was the one, he will most likely be somewhere in the corner watching, or most likely send someone to do it. Pamela and her friends were eventually taken into custody by the police because they were the ones there at the campfire with Frank. And to them, they believe it was an accident. They believe his death was an accident. Pamela is still believing that 19-year-old lover died of accidental drowning. It's not clear if they've been charged with anything. I doubt. The police at the time of the drowning were just going on the suspicion that his death was, foul play was involved. And since this happened towards the end of December, we don't know what the update is. It's just now that we are getting to hear the story. There's a chance that they may have been released from custody because maybe an autopsy has been done and it has been proven that Frank actually did die from drowning. What the police were chasing was the injuries and the scars that he had, and which I think may have come as a result of struggling to not drown. And that happens a lot with most drowning victims. It's such an unfortunate story, and now that we are hearing of it, a lot of people are now questioning their relationship and their affair. His death is painful, and there's a chance that his death may have been as a result of an accident. But then, this relationship is what a lot of people are talking about, citing that if this was an older man and a 15-year-old woman, it would have been received differently. A lot of people are calling Pamela a pedophile or some sort of abuser, because why was she clearly sleeping with a 15-year-old boy and still chasing the boy up until this moment, despite being married? It fosters the conversation surrounding young boys being sexually abused at a young age, and nothing is done. Nothing is done. Even in the comment section, a lot of men or women are like, oh, he's so lucky, he has been lucky, wow, at a young age, he was enjoying more than his age mate, sleeping with this beautiful woman. And people don't see that that was an actual abuse on a child. And by rights, a 29-year-old woman having sexual intercourse with a 15-year-old boy, she should be locked up. Maybe if she was locked up and doing time, she would not have invited him to the beach on that day where he died, because she was the one who called him to the beach. He was at home minding his business. She used her grooming powers. Obviously, she does have a hold on this boy. It's just what it is. When you've been sleeping with a young boy from the age of 15 and you've been in his life, you clearly have a hold on him. So it will be easy for her to pick up the phone and call him, and he will show up. Probably because he also gives him money, gives him attention, buys him stuff, sleeps with him. This is mind games. This is what they call witchcraft. Not be every witchcraft be juju. This is how you lock someone in a bottle. This is how you lock someone with a padlock. This is how you play with someone's mind, that you have so much control over them, that you can summon them anytime you like, and you don't care the repercussions. The mother has warned you to stay away from him, but nah. Your own husband is telling you to stay away from him, nah. And I can imagine what everyone else is telling you. But you really wanted this boy and you got him. Which, in my opinion, if I want to start talking about this case, if I want to say my own piece, it now means that this boy would most likely not have a normal dating life. If there is this woman up here who is so obsessed with him that she has been sleeping with him from 15, do you think she would allow him dates? Because now that he's 19, Even when he was 16, 17, 18, this is the age young boys should chase girls and have girlfriends and explore themselves. With a woman like Pamela in this boy's life, I don't see him chasing other girls. And if he ever did, I see her getting jealous. I see her getting pissed. I see her feeling unhappy. And since she's already crazy, fighting the boy's mom in her own house, even if they caught her sleeping with the boy, fighting her husband, fighting the whole society who is stopping her from fooling around with this boy, what do you think she would do to the boy if indeed the boy starts seeing other young girls? Or if other young, and he's a very good looking boy. So what if, that is my own notion. Everybody's thinking the husband did it. What if she did it? What if she did it? I mean, there is that accident possibility. But what are the possibility that she did it? Because you gotta look at it. If the boy had scratch marks on his body, finger scratch marks, sister has fingers too. Is she missing fingers? Check. But that is just a possibility. Put it in mind that that is my opinion. That is because I feel like for her to be so into this boy's life up to this point, she would most likely be one of those women who would rather lose him than see another woman have him. That is what I feel. I don't think it will sit well with her if this boy gets a girlfriend. And I wonder what she would do. Is it that she kills all the girls that wants to sleep with him? Or if I can't have you, no one can. This behavior is detrimental. Like at this point, it's coming full circle. She may have gotten away with abusing him, and now that this tragedy has happened, she would have to face the consequences that comes with your past with him. Even though that was in the past, it's gonna play now. It's just gonna play and show itself now because you've been so obsessed with this child since he was literally a baby, and now he died on your watch. He died on your care. He died to the place you invited him to come for. He died by the river you told him to come see you. And then they were saying that they were in a campfire, that there were people there, and that he got up and walked away. If he got up and walked away, given how obsessed she is, I think she would follow him. I think wherever the boy went, she followed. Or maybe the boy came to break up with her and say, I don't want to do it again. Maybe the boy finally learned that, oh, this woman has been abusing me and he wanted his freedom back. Maybe, because there are so many angles to look at this story and we just have to keep every stone open. We have to turn every stone. We just can't just say, oh, it's an accident and I wasn't there. So I'm just going to speak from my imagination. And I feel that if indeed an autopsy was done and it turned out that he drowned, good for her. But how do we know it was accidental? I don't know. She probably knew he can't swim and pushed him. There are just so many possibilities. I feel like regardless of the situation, she should be locked up. This is my own opinion. Lock her up. Just lock her up. If not for killing the boy, for abusing the boy, because the mother have said so. So that is it, guys. I don't know. I would like to follow this story and see where it goes. If you are familiar with this story and you have updates or information regarding this story, DM me, because we need to keep following this story to see how it ends for Pamela. Pamela, we are watching you. Since you cannot leave 15-year-old boys alone, we are on your pad right now. So make sure you guys are following this page. Stay subscribed, because we will be following this story and we will be happy to update you guys.